Should you let your child take a benzodiazepine medication? Hi, I'm Dr. Josef Witt-Doerring. I'm a board-certified psychiatrist. I used to work in the pharmaceutical industry and I've worked at the FDA. And I spend my time informing the public about the risks of psychiatric medications. What are the use scenarios for when you would let your child take a benzodiazepine? This is a very important question. And the reason it's so important is because these drugs cause a lot of dependence and can be addictive. And so you really want to make sure you're using them in the right situation to make sure you don't harm your child or make things more complicated for them in the long term. I think it's actually easier to start off this video by talking about the times where you wouldn't use them. You would never use a benzodiazepine as a long-term option for chronic anxiety and sleep. And this is because these medications cause dependence over time and tolerance. And what that means is you're going to have to take higher and higher doses of these medications over time to get the same effect. Also, researchers have shown that over time, benzodiazepines, they lose their effect and sometimes actually make people more anxious after they've been using them for several months. So again, really bad options for long-term use. Sometimes they're used in very rare situations long-term for cases like epilepsy or muscle spasticity in conditions like cerebral palsy or multiple sclerosis. But that's usually after several other medications have been tried. But most medical professionals are going to strongly deter people away from any long-term benzodiazepine uses. And so what are the times when these medications are totally okay? So it really is like one-off use. And so I would think things like your child is claustrophobic and they need to get an MRI done for a serious condition, and taking a benzodiazepine like midazolam is going to help them stay calm when they're getting a head scan. You know, if they need to take a medication because they're afraid of flying and it's just a one-off and they could just take it and it helps them get on an airplane and it really needs to be done, that's fine as well. If they're in the emergency room and they're afraid of needles and they really need to get some blood tests done, or maybe they need to have a reduction of maybe a fracture that's happened and they just need something to kind of help them through that very brief stressful period. In all of those situations, I think benzodiazepines are perfectly okay and are actually pretty well tolerated and safe. That's my overall spiel on when you should let your child take a benzodiazepine. I hope this is going to be helpful in helping you make a decision that's in the best interest of your child.